I get it. It's hard to change. Me? I'm pretty loyal. Been on the same team for 17 years. Same coach for 11. Never switched my number once. Every day I take the same 50 swings. What can I say? I'm loyal to a fault.
Damn, that is just basketball right there. Pure basketball. Make sure you hit that like button and sub to the channel as you come in. Hope everyone is having a seriously awesome day out there. Welcome back to the show, folks. Glad to have you. That opener was a Steph Curry ad I somehow missed until yesterday. The second I watched it, my brain went straight to one question. Is he taking a dig at LeBron James? Whether Steph meant it as a jab or not, it absolutely lands as an indictment of James and his whole era. Curry is preaching loyalty, a concept LeBron treats like it doesn't even exist in the dictionary. Curry is saying, look, 17 years, one team, 11 years, one coach, 0 number changes. If that isn't a direct critique of LeBron and his way of doing business, I'm blind. So, regardless of where you put him on your list, I'm convinced Steph Curry ranks higher than LeBron James. No debate. In my book, Curry's run has been more impressive. I'd argue it's been more impactful. And way more than James, Steph has adhered to the old school code of superstar greatness. Now, I'll be real, it bummed me out when I learned Steph was involved in recruiting Kevin Durant. Steph actively chased that super team, right alongside Draymond and the rest. But putting that aside, Steph has stuck to a more traditional path to glory. And a huge part of that is the loyalty factor. His influence dwarfs LeBron's. You see way more kids trying to be like Steph than trying to be like the Duck. I don't think even the biggest LeBron stans can argue this. You can't really debate that countless more kids are jacking up threes to mimic Curry. I mean, how exactly do you copy LeBron James unless you happen to be 260 pounds and stand 6'8"? What is there to emulate besides hiring people to spin false narratives to boost your ego? It's clear Steph is the far more impactful figure. Here is another point I have to give to the chef. He achieved more success in a tighter window of time. Not only did he enter the league after the Duck, but I consider a player's true era to start the moment they win that first ring. Winning that first title signifies that, okay, from here on out, you understand what the championship grind actually takes. You get the mentality. You know the work required. You know how to lead a franchise to the promised land. So for me, once you hoist that first trophy, that is when your clock really starts. With that in mind, it took LeBron James 8 years between his first and last titles. Steph Curry, who matches him with 4 rings, and I'd argue LeBron doesn't even have a legitimate 4 to begin with, but Steph hit that same number in just a 7-year span. It is a more concentrated dose of winning than the Duck ever managed. That actually gets me thinking about why the Duck refuses to retire, just hanging around the NBA for so long. I genuinely wonder if he is scared to leave before Steph does. As long as Curry is active, he has a shot at ring number 5, which would push him past the Duck. And let's be honest, if Steph Curry secures 5 championships, there is absolutely no way anyone could argue LeBron is greater than Steph. If Curry sticks around and grabs that 5th ring, the mainstream media loses any ground to claim the Duck is better. So I suspect part of his motivation for lingering is simply waiting Steph out, ensuring there's 0 chance Curry finishes with a higher ring count. Listen up, LeBron fanboys. I'm seeing a lot more conversation lately placing Steph above your guy. That narrative is gaining serious traction everywhere. And that should worry you. I keep saying it because it's facts. LeBron should have walked away in 2016. If he had retired then, he probably escaped scrutiny for a lot of the nonsense he pulled. But because he kept playing, kept demanding attention, he forced people to put his career under a microscope. Huge mistake. Now we are just watching his manufactured kingdom burn to the ground. We are watching LeBron burn so many bridges that the public is finally waking up to the reality. The guy is overrated. People are getting tired of the antics that are frankly just unacceptable. Because he didn't bow out in 2016, we've reached the point where fans are asking, hold up, why is LeBron ranked higher than Steph again? Why shouldn't Curry be the one on top? That is the question. You can list all the accolades manufactured for James, but the bottom line is simple. Steph Curry stayed loyal. Curry cultivated a culture from the ground up, revitalizing a franchise that wasn't exactly known for a winning pedigree. Sure, the Warriors have 7 banners hanging in the rafters, but realize that 2 are from the 50s and the previous one dates all the way back to 1975. He took a historically quiet organization and single-handedly delivered more hardware during his tenure than they had accumulated in their entire prior existence combined. In the Curry era alone, he secured 4 titles, surpassing the franchise's previous total of 3, ending a drought that stretched back to the mid-70s. That organic path carries way more weight in my book because he didn't go chasing super teams or jumping ship like the Duck. It just hits different. Remember the chatter a year or two back? There was legitimate speculation about LeBron trying to force his way to Golden State. That was just another classic case of him looking for a lifeline to save his legacy. You don't see Curry running to anyone for help. Talent comes to Curry, not the other way around. He's the definition of loyal, totally coachable, and frankly, far more impactful on the actual game. And it goes without saying that from a pure skill perspective, Curry is operating on a plane LeBron couldn't even dream of reaching in 10 lifetimes. When you stack all those factors, the math doesn't add up. How can anyone justify ranking the Duck higher than Steph? Look, I don't care where you slot Steph specifically. Maybe he's not in my top 10. He might be sitting right at 11. I'd need to really crunch the numbers. But honestly, put him at 20, put him at 30. It doesn't matter. The bottom line is that wherever Curry sits, LeBron needs to be parked way behind him. Anyway, let's put a pin in that for a second. I want to hear from you guys in the comments. What was your take on that new Steph commercial? I know I didn't air the full clip, but based on what you saw, did that feel like a subtle jab at the Duck? Was he making a statement? Like I didn't participate in the ring-chasing circus of the modern era where guys like LeBron, K, D, and Harden bounced around looking for shortcuts. He's saying, I stayed put. 17 years with one organization, 11 years with the same head coach. And notice he never had to switch up his jersey number just to rebrand, unlike the Duck. Drop your thoughts below. Hope you guys have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.